y todas las otras se mueren de risa. Muy bien. My name is Clarissa Cordova, and I'm the Amigos kindergarten teacher here in the self-contained classroom. I've been working with Amigos for 5 years, and the self-contained classroom has been open for 2 years, and I've been working here with Sylvia Arata, who's my assistant. The Amigos program is a little different than bilingual ed. Bilingual ed is no longer an extension, but what we do have is a two-way immersion program, which allows native English speakers to continue with their native language, but also to learn a second language, which for Amigos is Spanish, which is a Spanish language. Okay.
Yo puse el solo
Con mis manos puedo
tocar.
¿Pero vas a ir a tocarla?
No, entonces te olvidas que poner tocar. Vamos a empezar otra vez. ¿Está bien lo que pusiste?
We also do an oral language assessment, which is done in both English and Spanish, and that's pretty much like the basics of language: the colors in Spanish, the numbers in Spanish, stand up, sit down, acquisitions. So a lot of it is expressional, functioning, and then we do that in the beginning of the year, and then we also do that at the end of the year. Like right now, one of the high ones that we're really looking at now is our reading groups, our reading skills. So that is done. We usually do them every 2 or 3 weeks just to see what level each child is on. Now, in the second one, is he delivering something?
Yeah.
In the third one, is he delivering something? No. So the second one, raise your hand. What is he delivering in the last row? Damian. Emphasis on the letters P, L, and W, and I would really push him to use words that start with those letters, listening to the sounds. Azul, amarillo, morado, rosado, café, blanco y negro. Es verdad, para café podemos decir café o marrón.
Marrón es mejor porque café parece que tocamos.
Sí, por eso. A veces, por eso la gente le dice café, porque el color de la café que bebemos es de color marrón, de color café también. ¿Sí, Damián? I think I've always said that reading and writing in Spanish tends to be a little easier for the students to do because Spanish is so phonetic. Where in English, I think there are more grammatical rules that they need to learn. It's really hard for them in kindergarten to really understand the silent E in the word like and hike. Whereas in Spanish, you can really hear each individual sound, each consonant. You can hear the individual syllables. So it definitely becomes a lot easier for them to do it in Spanish. Bien, 1, 2 y 3. Corre, niño, corre. Pajaritos vuelan, que las estrellitas están en la escuela. Ja, 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 ja. Je, 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 je. Hi, 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 hi. Ho, 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 ho. In the beginning of the year, a lot of the sounds, may be confusing for the kids, like the vowels, like the I and the E are very confusing because they sound one way in English and they sound a different way in Spanish, and sometimes they're the same letter but have the same sound, or a different letter but have the same sound. So really just emphasizing and having visuals in the classroom, using our alphabet charts, having our word wall. So again, just having a visual so that we can just remind them, okay, we're in Spanish time now, we're going to look at our Spanish alphabet, let's think of words that start with that letter. So again, just always having some type of connection in the classroom that they can use as a visual, and just having them hear the words and hear the sounds. And again, I always say in kindergarten, it's really just a chance to build up their vocabulary. I think once they get to 1st, 2nd, 3rd grade, they really start using the language, and it's definitely easier for them to distinguish between the two languages once they start using the language. But comprehension-wise, I don't believe that they have any problems comprehending the language because they have the vocabulary and they're really building up on the vocabulary.